There's already an existing design template that we have out there. We have existing zoning regulations and restrictive measures in terms of development. At some point, we have to be able to provide a business-friendly environment that enables us to encourage people to come onto the site. Can you maybe just talk a little bit in terms of what you would potentially do to our zoning regs to try and incentivize people to come here without necessarily giving the store away?
I don't know that I would do it through zoning necessarily. As a redevelopment agency, you have other rights that you can pursue under the statutes, and so the underlying zoning would be what you want it to be. It could be what it is today or something different. But in terms of the development standards, you can write in your own development standards through Chapter 132 of the statutes, and that's what I would expect you would want to do. And those aren't necessarily unfriendly at all, because a developer, what it helps in one sense is that it assures developers, new developers, that the next person in will have similar standards, so they don't have to worry about incompatible design, incompatible use.
Yeah, I think too what Roger was asking too was about whether or not there's other tools and sources out there, whether it's a TIF or using the enterprise zone to be able to offset some of those costs and ensure that the developer is coming in with almost a no-brainer, for lack of a better term, or something that's going to work for their numbers standpoint.
But from a developer approval status, to get somebody in quickly, again, if those standards, redevelopment standards, are in place, they can be, the person comes in and meets those standards, and it can be done much more quickly than through the normal special permit process that you have elsewhere in your zoning regulations. Redevelopment regulations supersede, can supersede if you choose to, can supersede zoning on this place, but it has to go through the formal adoption process, and that controls going forward. And so there's nothing, and I'm seeing you're shaking your head, and you've obviously thought that through.